What if I told you that one invisible fear is keeping you from becoming the go-to real estate agent in your market? It's not lack of experience, it's not your marketing, and it's definitely not your personality. It's your fear of being on camera. Today, I'm going to show you how I went from avoiding video at all costs to realizing it became one of the most powerful tools in my business and how you can do the same. I'm Renee, a real estate agent who once was that camera shy person, but I tackled my fears and I built my camera confidence, and I now coach other camera shy real estate agents and entrepreneurs to do the same. Now, you're watching this video because there is something inside of you that keeps you from creating videos. So to get you started on building your camera confidence, I want to give you my 5 hacks to camera confidence, where you'll discover simple yet effective tips that you can use right now to help you stop fearing and start creating. It's absolutely free. Just click the link in the description to access it. Now let's jump into it. There's a moment that most camera shy real estate agents know really well. You set up your phone, you get your studio ready, you hit record, you open your mouth, and one of two things happen. Either nothing comes out or something comes out, and the second you hear it back, you loathe what you hear and what you see. You close the app, you turn off your phone, you tell yourself you'll try again when you feel more ready, but that day never comes. I lived in that moment for a long time. I remember one of the first videos I tried to record. I had like 12 takes. I was sweating. I was getting very frustrated. I hated everything I recorded, and I spent the rest of the day feeling worse about myself than when I started. If this is you, I want you to stay with me for the next 8-ish minutes, because what I'm about to share with you is not just believe in yourself advice. It is the specific 5-step process that finally got me out of my own way and that I now use with every single agent I coach. This video is for the version of you that knows you need to be on camera but can't figure out why you keep stopping yourself. Before I give you the 5 steps, I need to address something that most video coaches get completely wrong. They tell you to just be more confident. They tell you to believe in yourself. They give you a pep talk. You feel pumped up for like 48 hours, if that. And then you sit down to film and the fear is still there waiting for you. That is because motivation addresses the symptom. It does not touch the root. Camera fear is not a motivation problem. It is a nervous system problem. When you press record and your heart starts racing and your mind goes blank, that is your body going into a low-level threat response. It thinks you are in danger, and your body does not respond to pep talks. It responds to evidence, evidence that you are safe, evidence that you have done this before and survived, evidence that the camera is not actually a threat. The 5 steps I'm about to give you are designed to build that evidence, one small action at a time. Step 1 is the one most people skip, and it is the most important. You have to name your specific fear, not just, I'm afraid of the camera. That is too vague, it's too general to fight. You have to name the specific thought underneath it. For most agents, it sounds like something like this. I'm afraid I will look stupid in front of people who know me. I'm afraid my voice sounds terrible and everyone will notice. I'm afraid I will say something wrong and lose a client. Or I'm afraid I will post it and nobody will watch it, and that will feel even worse. These are not the same fear, and they each need a different answer. So here is your first assignment before you film anything. Grab a piece of paper and finish this sentence. When I think about pressing record, I'm specifically afraid that blank. For example, when I think about pressing record, I am specifically afraid that no one will watch. Be very specific. Write everything that comes out, every embarrassing, petty, irrational thought, get it on paper. Why does this work? Because named fears are smaller than unnamed fears. When you can see the exact thought that is running the show, you can start to question whether it is actually true. And most of the time, it's not true. Step 2 is a mindset shift that I come back to constantly, even now. We treat the camera like it is a judgment machine. Like every time we press record, we are submitting ourselves to a performance review, and that framing makes everything harder. Here is the reframe that changed things for me. The camera is not a judge. It's just a microphone with a longer reach. Think about the conversations you've had with buyers and sellers every single week. You explain escrow without reading from a script. You walk someone through their first offer without a teleprompter. You sit across from a scared seller and give them the honest advice about pricing without doing 12 takes first. You don't freeze during those conversations because you're not performing. You are helping. The camera does not change what you're doing. It just means that instead of helping one person at a time in, let's say, a conference room, you can help 300 people in their living room all at once, all week, while you're out showing home. Every time you sit down to film, I want you to replace your fearful thoughts with this: I am answering a question that someone really needs answered. That shift is small on paper and enormous in practice. Step 3 is the one that breaks the actual physical freeze, and it's simpler than you think. I call it the 10-second rule. Here's how it works. The next time you sit down to film, you're not going to film a video. You're going to film just 10 seconds, that's it. You press record, you say something like, "Hi, I'm Renee, and I help real estate buyers and sellers in Phoenix." You stop, don't watch it back, you just did it. Do that 5 times. Here's the psychology behind this. The fear of filming is always worse than the actual experience of filming. But your nervous system doesn't know that until you prove it. The 10-second rule creates 5 tiny pieces of evidence that you can do this and that nothing bad happened when you did. By take 5, something shifts. You become more comfortable, your shoulders drop, your voice settles, you stop rushing, and this is just not a coincidence. That is your nervous system updating its threat assessment based on new information. And here is the best part. You never post any of these. This is just practice. It's just reps. Nobody sees it but you. The pressure is off, and that's exactly the point. Step 4 is the long game, and it is the step that turns a fearful agent into a consistent creator. I want to tell you about a concept called the learning curve of discomfort. It applies to every skill: driving a car, speaking a new language, or even swimming. In the beginning, everything is hard and awkward, and it takes enormous mental effort. By the 10th repetition, some of it starts to feel automatic. By the 100th, you stop thinking about it at all. Video is exactly the same. The agents I have coached who made the most dramatic transformation, the ones who went from shaking through their first take to posting confidently every week, did not get there because they found the perfect script or the perfect lighting. They got there because they filmed a lot, and they gave themselves permission for most of these videos to be imperfect. Your 10th video will be better than your first. Your 30th will be better than your 10th. The only way to get video or to get to video 30 is to do video 1. So here is the commitment I want you to make right now. Not to me, but to yourself. Film 10 videos before you judge whether video works for you. Not 10 polished, posted, perfect videos. 10 attempts, 10 reps, that's all. You will not recognize yourself by video 10. Now, step 5 is the one that ties all the others together, and it is the shift that I believe makes the biggest long-term difference. Every one of the fears we talked about in this video is centered on you. How you look, how you sound, what people think, whether you're good enough. I get it. I understand that. I lived it. But here is what I had to learn the hard way. Fear is self-focused. Service is other-focused. And you cannot be in both places at once. The moment I stopped worrying about how I look and started asking, who does this help? The camera stopped being a threat. Because when I am thinking about that first-time buyer in my market who is terrified of making the wrong decision, I'm not thinking about my hair. When I'm thinking about the seller who needs honest guidance about their pricing, I'm not worried about whether my voice sounds weird. Your clients need you to show up, Not a polished, performed version of you. Just you. Honest, knowledgeable, the real you. Every day you don't post is a day that a buyer or seller found someone else, or maybe they didn't find anyone and they stayed stuck. You have what they need. Stop letting your fear make that decision. Here is your 5-step recap before I give you your challenge. Step 1, name the specific fear, write it down. Step 2, reframe the camera as a microphone, not a judge. Step 3, use the 10-second rule. 5 reps, no posting, no judgment. Step 4, commit to 10 videos before evaluating results. And step 5, every time you sit down to film, ask who this serves, not how you look. So here's your challenge this week. Complete step 3, set up wherever you are, press record, say your 10 seconds, stop, do it 5 times. That's it. That is your whole assignment. If you want a guide to help you through this, I put together a free download called 5 Camera Confident Hacks for Real Estate Agents. It walks you through exactly how to prepare for your first video, what to say, and how to set yourself up so you can actually follow through. That link is in the description. And if you're ready to stop going it alone, if you want someone who has been exactly where you are to walk alongside you through this, there's also a link to book a free 15-minute strategy call with me. No pitch, just a real conversation about where you are, where you're stuck at, and what it would look like to get you unstuck. Hit subscribe if this video helped you. Drop a comment telling me what your number 1 fear is. I read and reply to every single one. And I want to know where you are in your journey. I'm Renee, your Be Confident on Camera coach. Stop fearing, start creating, and go film that video.